Hello everyone and welcome to another Heroes of the Grid monster video. Continuing with our theme of monster coverage, I'm going to be talking about the monster who created most of the monsters I've been talking about up to this point, and that is Finster, one of Rita's generals, if you will. And let's just jump right in. Finster, the first card in Finster's enemy deck is Freshly Made. It's a 4 health card with the fast keyword. Its ability says deploy 2 Putty Patrollers to this location. So this card, since it's fast, it's probably going to activate first, and let's say you were lucky and Finster deployed to an enemy that had no other foot soldiers in the area. Freshly Made's just going to throw 2 Putty Patrollers right to the location. Now thankfully the Putty Patrollers do not become part of the battle because they were added after the fact, but still it's, if you don't take out Finster, then and you have to go into a second fight with him, then those foot soldiers are now going to be part of that second fight. And even if, let's say, you aren't using Putty Patrollers for your game, you decide to go with, let's say, Cyclobots and Crybots. You decide to fight Finster. If you draw this card and it resolves, you still have to put 2 Putty Patrollers into the... Officially, you have to put 2 Putty Patrollers into the... deploy it to that location, so you have to dig out your Putty Patrollers and put them in, then get their cards in case you have to fight them. But, I mean, you can house rule that and just say he deploys 2 extra of one of the other foot soldiers you're already fighting, but officially as it's written that you have to patrol, you could potentially fight 3 different types of henchmen and foot soldiers in a single game. This is one of the only cards that lets you do that. I think it might be the only card that does, now that I think about it. But still very annoying. And, like I said, thankfully they don't enter the fight that you're in, but you really want to get rid of Finster at that point. The next card in his deck is Kill Command. It's a 6 health card with no keywords. Its ability says deal 3 damage. Increase this damage by 1 for each foot soldier in this location. So this card plays right off of Freshly Made. Freshly Made activates first, putting 2 Putty Patrollers at the location, and then Kill Command activates. And it's, let's say those 2 Putty Patrollers that Freshly Made deployed are the only 2 foot soldiers in that location. This Kill Command is going to be doing 5 damage. Thankfully it's only to 1 ranger, but I mean it's still 5 damage is nothing to sneeze at, and the fact that this card has 6 health, it's going to take a few attacks for you to get over it, unless you use maybe like a power weapon and are super lucky with the rolls. It's Kill Command, Freshly Made into Kill Command is a very dangerous combo. It makes it even worse if there were already foot soldiers in the location before you started the fight. Freshly Made gave you 2 more, and that just increases Kill Command's power even greater. But moving on to his next card, Crafted Cannon. It's a 4 health card with no keywords. Its ability says deal 3 damage to 2 different rangers, drain 3 energy. Just a side note really fast, I don't recall him ever using this in the show, but then again I'm going to start watching the 3rd season pretty soon, so maybe he used it in that one. But I'm sure this is a comic reference, something they use in the comics. I still haven't really read those yet. But anyway, moving back onto the card. 2 different rangers will take 3 damage. That's not too bad, but then it's going to drain 3 energy, which depletes a lot of your resources that you want in order to defeat, let's say, something like Kill Command. Let's say you're lucky and Kill Command is going to be the last card to activate, and if Crafted Cannon resolves, then that's 3 energy that you won't be able to use to try to overcome Kill Command before it deals a ton of damage to you. So the more you read these cards, you realize that Finster is a very powerful enemy monster. He's not a boss character, but he's still very powerful. I think if he had come out later in the game, he might be considered a nemesis card. They might have made him a nemesis, just because of how unique he is. Finally, the last unique card in Finster's deck is Artistic Genius. It's a 5 health card with the fast and passive keywords. Its ability says, while this card is in play, all foot soldier cards have +1 health, and each time a foot soldier card resolves, even if it is defeated, deal 2 damage. This card is one you definitely want to get rid of as soon as possible. Not only does it increase the health of all foot soldiers by 1, you're going to be constantly taking damage regardless of how many foot soldiers you defeat. Thankfully, you only take 2 damage when foot soldiers resolve. So if you're able to take all of Finster's cards out, including this, before the foot soldiers start, because that's how the combat sequence goes, monsters resolve all their cards on the top row first, and then the foot soldiers resolve on the row underneath. So if you're able to get rid of all of Finster's cards, including this one, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you get super unlucky and this card somehow survives until the foot soldiers start attacking, you're going to be taking additional 2 damage regardless. Well, somebody's going to be taking 2 damage. You can choose which ranger takes the damage. It doesn't say it has to be a certain ranger. And you could, if one ranger has a 3 shield card as, like, let's say the last card in their deck, you could just keep having them take the damage because you know they're going to survive. That 3 shield's going to keep going back to the bottom of their deck. So again, it's another card you can work around, but I mean, if let's say this card already has 5 health, it's going to take you a couple of attacks to get rid of it. And let's say if it's being guarded by a foot soldier, that foot soldier has an additional 1 health you have to overcome before you can even start thinking about attacking Artistic Genius. So yeah, Finster is a very annoying monster. I've only fought him once, maybe twice, but the last time I did, he like completely was trouncing me. And I don't remember if I was playing with somebody, but I know we kind of just gave up that round because we were just doing so terrible. It was either with someone or I was just by myself, but I mean, all I know is that we gave up the round, regardless of how many of us were there, because he was just trouncing us with his cards. I mean, to be fair, we were getting pretty unlucky with our rolls too, so that didn't help, but hey, all you need is one really bad roll, and Finster can easily take advantage of that and trounce you. Now, let's see. Breaking down Finster's deck, he has 8 enemy cards like normal, 3 copies of Kill Command, 2 copies of Freshly Made, 2 copies of Crafted Cannon, and 1 copy of Artistic Genius. So even though he seems a bit more powerful than the other monsters I've been covering, his enemy deck is still exactly the same in terms of the number of cards he has. But yeah, that's Finster. Like I said, I thought it'd be pretty fun to kind of save, the creator of all these monsters I've been talking about, most of them at least, till the very end of this monster coverage. Well, I say very end, but this isn't going to be the last monster I talk about, but I really like Finster. He's fun. He's very unique, so he's super annoying, but I still enjoy the challenge. I'll have to try him again sometime. But that's it for Finster. He comes in the Kickstarter exclusive box. He does not come in the base game, so if you want Finster, get the Kickstarter exclusive box. I'll have the affiliate links for that below, and head on over to OnceRanger.com to check out the full card database. Thank you.